map underscore next we are selecting sorted descending. Next we are going to use sorted transformation between these two. And I am selecting all, loading into sorted, and I want to arrange a sorting onto my salary. So I am selecting this salary as a key column and making it as descending. That's what the client requirement, right? So whenever they are loading, we need to make it available onto salary descending. Whenever they are loading the data from source to target, first requirement is they load the data with an employee ID sorting ascending or descending, and next they want to load the data of data into the target, loading with salary as descending order. So once we select this, click apply, this one is done. Next we need to map all these columns to your target. This one is done. We're saving this to make it a valid. If it is valid, it will show you valid. If it is not valid, it will show you invalid. If connections were not formed between source and target, then it will show you as an invalid. I'll show you how it becomes invalid. I am leaving this connection and I am trying to save it. See, there is no connections. Mapping must have at least one loadable target. So there is no output links from the transformation to the target. That's why it is failing. So now what I will do, I'll select all once again and I'll map my target. So this one is mapped. So everything is done perfectly. Now I'm saving this one. This one is completely valid. Okay, next what we need to do, we need to design a workflow and session and a workflow. So I'm selecting here, creating clear all, going here to the task and create a session s underscore employee underscore id employee underscore salary underscore descending. So here where is our mapping? Sorted descending. Now under this session we want to select the mapping here and we want to create the source as an HR and the target as Durga. It's a normal load. Once we click apply, click OK, this one is ready. Once we save it, automatically it will be inserted. Next we need to design a workflow. So I'm selecting here workflow designer. So first we need to go to workflow here, create a workflow, wf underscore employee descending. Click OK, start button will be created. And next we need to drag and drop our session salary descending. and we need to link both start as well as the session which we drag and dropped. Once we save it, this one is a valid one. Now we need to run this to check whether the data is getting loaded, salary as a descending or not. We ran this, and here we can see in the monitor it got succeeded. So I'm checking get run properties to check the data visibility. Here we can see 107 rows were loaded. Now we'll check our source first, review data onto HR. Here we can see salary in a different order, 2600, 4400, like this. Now I'll go here and I'll select review data, and I'll connect to my target Durga. You all can see here which starts from 24,000, which comes down highest to lowest. It is going to show you here. It is going to arrange your salary in a descending order by arranging the sorter. So this is the way normally whenever customer having a requirement of moving the data from source to target, they can arrange the sorting order ascending or descending depending on their requirement. On which column they want to keep the sorting order ascending or descending, they will be selecting that column and they will be arranging that, and they will be making the things happen. This is how we can make use of a sorter here in our real time. Okay, and now the next requirement, we'll do one more example. While doing the sorter, before doing the sorter, and I want to load the data salary greater than 4800 to the target. While loading the data, I want to arrange sorting as employee ID ascending. That means like even it loaded the data employee salary greater than 4800, then it should load the data with an sorting onto the employee ID with an order ascending. That means we need to create a mapping designed with two transformations inside it. Now in this requirement, employee want a customer or a client want their data passing from source to the target. When they are loading the data from source to target, what they want to do is, they want to, when they want to load the data from source to target, they want to do in such a way, once source is passing a data to the target, they want to filter with employee salary greater than 4800. That is the first requirement. And after that, while it is loading employee salary greater than 4800, they want to make sorting order assign onto the employee IDs in an ascending or descending order, whatever it is. How we can design that? For that, let us design our target table first. And this, we'll give this one as employee with filter sorter, both transformations. And now I'm going to columns. Let me remove this for my usage. If you want to make use of primary and foreign key, you can make use of it. If not, like, you can remove it. It depends on your project. So here I'm selecting generate execute to generate this table into my target. It is created. Now I'm going to my mapping, creating a new mapping. Create mapping underscore employee underscore filter. First it comes filtering the data. Next sorter it comes to sort the employee ID. Now first we are selecting employees. This source is ready. Next we are selecting our target table, employee filter sorter. Now here first we need to use filter transformation, so I'm using filter transformation here. In this filter transformation I want to pull all the employees whom I want to add to my filter. Once it is done, I am going to properties, applying a filter, salary greater than 4,800. Once it is validate, click OK. This one is done. And next it is we want to assign a sorter. In this sorter we want to go to ports. In the ports I want to assign for this as a key ascending. Apply. OK. Whatever the employees will be filtered here, it will be filtered. Whatever the data it is pushing from this transformation to sorter, it will be pushed. Whatever the employees having greater than employee is 4,800 greater than 4,800 will be sorted here, and it will be applied onto the target. It will be connected with the target. So this is how normally we will make an complete representation of your source to target using two different transformation, filter and assigning the sorter. So this is how we can make use of it. So now I'm just saving this one to make it a valid mapping. This one is a valid map. And next I want to create a workflow, a session for this. So I'm going to task developer, clear all, and here I'm creating a task that is sorted. Both are applying. Here I am selecting that mapping. Now under this session I am selecting the mapping, the source as HR, and the target as Durga only. It's a normal load. Click apply and OK. Save it. It will be inserted. Next we need to design a workflow. Workflow I am creating as an WF underscore Click OK and drag and drop your filter and sorter session. Look up the workflow with your session, save it. Next you need to start your workflow from task and just monitor here, it is running succeeded. Now I'll just check my get run properties. You can see first it is filtering with employee salary greater than 4,800. So it is pushing the data employee salary who are greater than 4,800 into the sorter. There it is applying the sorter onto the 58 records it pushed, and onto the 58 records it applied sorting order ascending onto the employee IDs of that 58 records. Let's see in our target how the data is available. Preview the target from Durga. You can see here .58 records were loaded. That 58 records sorting ascending is done onto the employee ID. I hope like you all understood about this mapping. When we need to use a sorter, how the requirement comes in. When they want to load a data from source to target, and while loading the data from source to target, they want to make the things in an ascending or a descending order data display, then this requirement comes into life. So as per the client requirement, here we used a sorter for ascending the employee ID, or a sorter for making the salary descending, or a sorter used along with the filter. Once the data is getting filtered, employee salary greater than 4,800, pushing it into the sorter transformation. There it is applying a sorting order onto the employee ID, and it is loading the data into the target. This is how we can make use of sorter transformation with multiple scenarios, not like a direct sorting order onto the target. Either it can be used at the end once the data need to be loaded into the target in a different way, sorting ascending or descending. As per the client requirement, we can make use of this sorter transformation done in real time. I hope like you guys all understood about the sorter transformation, how we can make use in Informatica for arranging the data in a sorting, ascending or a descending order. Thank you all.